Hello, everyone. I'm going to talk about what psychic abilities are, what they feel like, and how do you know if you have them? I must say, I didn't even realize I had psychic abilities until I was in my 30s. So you might have them and not realize it. I mean, everybody has them to some degree or another. So, psychic abilities are definitely the ability to see pictures or movies in your third eye, so in your mind's eye, like in here in your mind, like when you if you can envision um, what you think is going to happen that day, that's in your mind's eye. Also, I hear things in my mind's eye, so like thoughts, they feel like they're thoughts in my head, but they're not my thoughts, and no, I'm not schizophrenic. Also, like there's, you can feel things. I have felt illness symptoms that weren't mine because as soon as I walked away from that room, they went away. So that's another feeling of a psychic ability. Um, I can also pick up on pictures and movies in my mind's eye when I hold an object that belonged to someone to kind of get more information about them or even messages from them. Um, so let's go into what these psychic abilities are called. They're called the clairs, and there's a bunch of them. The main ones are clairvoyance, which I'm sure everybody's heard of. That's where you see things in your mind's eye. There's clairaudience, where you hear things in your mind's eye, or even you can even hear them with your physical ears. And I'll go into that further here in a minute. There's clairsentience, where you feel things that aren't yours. There's claircognizance, where you just know something. You don't know how you know it, but you just know it. There's clairgustance, where you taste things that aren't really there, like you have a taste in your mouth. There's clairolience, where you smell different smells. And I've smelled the smell of cotton candy in a place that didn't make cotton candy. Um, there's clairtangency, where you feel like you can touch things. Um, and there's probably so many more. Those are the ones I know can remember off the top of my head. So I'm going to start with the main one. So clairvoyance, it's seeing pictures in movies in your mind's eye. You can maybe even see them with your physical eyes, like seeing spirits. But I usually see things in my mind's eye, which thank goodness, because as much as I really would love to see a full-bodied apparition, it would freak me out. I'd probably scream. And I have seen a ghost walk past my back door once. And I saw one run past my window and I screamed and got scared, ran down and told my husband that I saw a ghost run past our window. Anyways, so then clairaudience is hearing thoughts or messages in your mind's eye. And I have heard spirit voices with my physical ears, but I couldn't make out what they were saying, and no one else heard them. Uh, One time, my friend and I wanted to go visit this neighborhood because it was referenced several times in a book about hauntings of the city that I lived in. And so we went to this neighborhood, we drove around. It was such a sad neighborhood. Like all the homes on this street were big, beautiful mansions, and they were all run down, not taken care of. Some of them look abandoned, and there were no for sale signs in these huge, big, beautiful homes. It just looked out of place. It really did. It had a weird, eerie feeling. And at one point, we saw a group of people at the end of the street. They were gathering and talking, and my friend wanted to talk to him. So we pulled over and she hollered out the window. And one of the guys came over and talked to her. And she was asking about the hauntings in the neighborhood. And he denied any knowledge of hauntings in the area. And I was trying to pay attention to what their conversation was revealing because I was interested. And on the other side of me, I heard a deep voice holler over to where the people were standing. And curiosity got the better of me, and I turned to look, and there was nobody standing, walking anywhere on that side of me at all, on the left side. All the people were on the right side of me. So I don't know where this voice came from. I don't know what it said, but I heard it. And I asked my friend later, and she didn't hear that voice. So that's objective clairaudience, where you hear it with your physical ear. Now there's subjective clairaudience, where you hear it in your mind's eye. And the first time I experienced this, wow, it was I was mind blown. I really was, because I thought, why would I think this thought? So let me explain to you. Uh, Another friend of mine and I, we like to go to haunted history tours, do paranormal events, things like that. So this one event, it was a tour of an old jail, and after the tour, they did a seance, and they had a couple mediums there conducting the seance. In the middle of the table, they had this like little tabletop gazebo thing, and inside were some wind chimes. And they had them there because the last time they did a seance, they got information of a spirit of a little girl. And they had a bell in this little gazebo thing. Well, they thought she might like the wind chimes better, so they switched them out. Anyways, so this whole time I am intently staring at these wind chimes. I wanted to see them move so badly. And while I'm intently staring at these wind chimes, I hear in my mind, "We don't want to move your damn bell." And I thought, what the heck? I didn't think that. I wanted to see these wind chimes move. I wanted proof of the afterlife. I wanted to know that there was really spirits out there. I got proof, but not the proof I was looking for. So anyways, after the seance was over, I had chatted with one of the mediums and told her what I had sensed or picked up on. And she agreed that it sounded like one of the spirits that they were had interacted with. And he was not a happy person, happy spirit. I don't know if I would consider this clairsentience, but sure, why not? There are times where spirit will probably touch me or be so close to me that my back is like ice cold. And it stays that way for a very long time. And it's not cold in the room, it's just my back is ice cold. Also, I have been a part of a few different paranormal investigation teams. And the last one that I was a part of, we investigated the basement of a restaurant in our town. And it used to be opium den back in the day. And there was one room, and I remember one lady who was very open and outspoken about her medium or psychic abilities. And she went in there and she goes, "Oh, someone here is very ill. They're very ill." Well, I walked in there with my husband and we were trying to investigate stuff, and all of a sudden I felt so nauseated. I walked out, and as soon as I left the room, I felt so much better. So I picked up on that man as well. And that's clairsentience, picking up on someone's feelings, how they feel, and you're not feeling them. I am also an empath, which I can feel. If someone's having an argument, I can feel it. I can feel the uncomfortableness, the tension. Oh my gosh, it is awful, absolutely awful. If someone's just talking about a situation that they're infuriated in or with, I can feel that tension too. It makes me feel so uncomfortable, and I don't like it. And I think that I've been groomed to have that sort of empathy because growing up, I always had to know what mood my stepdad was in. I had to know what I was preparing myself for. So, clairtangency, I can touch items and get impressions of whoever owns it. So, my husband has a bottle opener from his brother who had passed away, and I asked him if I could do some psychometry, that's what it's called, with it. So I did, and I got some messages. I saw visions, I got messages. Yeah, it was really cool. What else? So in addition to the clairs, there are other abilities, and this is probably still kind of linked to clairvoyance a bit, but I've seen past lives, and that's where you can see people in a different time period. I've seen that. I can pick up on psychic images. I'm probably a medium as well. So being psychic and being a medium are not exactly the same thing. You can Be psychic and pick up on, hearing messages, seeing pictures, seeing movies, relaying that kind of stuff. That doesn't mean you're a medium. But if you're a medium, you do have to be psychic. And being a medium, you can connect with spirits and passed on loved ones and give evidence to the living loved ones that they're there. And I have been able to see passed on loved ones. I have been able to pass on messages so anyways, to be a medium, you have to be psychic, but to be psychic, you're not necessarily a medium. So if you have experienced any of these things that I have talked about, leave me a comment. Let's talk about it. I'm open to talking about all this stuff. This is pretty awesome. I'm really fascinated by it. I have always been fascinated by the paranormal, by psychic abilities, by all this stuff. And now I know why, because it's part of me. It's who I am. And I'm sure it was something that I did in a past life. I did see a past life of mine where my spirit guide was my partner. And he showed me that we were part of a gypsy caravan, and I did fortune telling. I did tarot readings. So it doesn't surprise me a whole lot that I'm doing that stuff now. All right. Well, thank you so much for watching this video. I wish you the very best, and have a great day.